Hi guys, this is Sadik from Radun.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to flash the latest iodeOS ROM based on Android 15 onto your Pixel phone and then lock the bootloader as well. So it's going to be an interesting video. Please take a backup of all the data on your phone and then let's get started. So for the unaware, iodeOS is a Google ROM wherein there will be no Google app, packages, service or framework. Instead of that, you will get their open source counterpart. So all the apps which are there in this ROM are all open source. You could get their source code from GitHub as well. And some of the noteworthy features of this ROM is as follows. First off, you have the transparent internet connection. So all the data which are being transferred, you could keep a track of that as well. And you could even block the unwanted data transmission as well. Here is the blacklist of all the transmission which are being blocked. You could keep a track of this from here as well. So these are the abuse, ads, crypto, drugs and everything. All these links which are being blocked in the ROM, you could keep a track of these from here as well. Then apart from that, it would also has a built-in ad blocker which will automatically block all the intrusive ads which you get while using the browser or any such app of your choice. Apart from that, it also has a built-in parental control feature as well. And here are all the apps which you can install. So during the setup process, you will have the option to choose the app which you want to install. All of these apps are open source and you could get the source code from GitHub. With that said, the ROM comes in 3 variants and the free one is sufficient for most of us. Apart from the, I guess, social media blocking and the ability to connect 2 phones, these 2 features are missing in the free version. But apart from that, all the other features are there in the free. So it's better to stick with the free version only. But if you want to support the developer, you may go with the premium as well. But for now, I'm using the free version. And these are the apps that you could install. And these are the various features that the ROM comes inbuilt. Apart from that, you could also relock the bootloader after flashing the ROM, which is quite a handy feature. So with that in mind, please take a backup of all the data on your phone. And then let's get started. First and foremost, get hold of the latest Android SDK platform tools from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You may extract them anywhere you want. In our case, we have done so in the C drive, and these are the files of platform tools. Just a minute. These are all the files of platform tools. Once you have done the extraction, you will now have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. The debugging is required for ADB command, whereas OEM unlocking is required to unlock the bootloader on your phone. So let's enable both the toggles. For that, go to the settings menu, about phone, and tap on build number 7 times. You will now get a prompt that developer mode has been enabled, and now go to system and you should now see developer options. Go there and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. You will get a prompt on your phone, tap on OK. You might get one more prompt, so in that prompt tap on allow, and with this the debugging is now enabled. Let's verify the same. So go to the address bar of platform tools, type in CMD and hit enter. This will launch the command prompt inside the platform tools directory. Now type in ADB devices and verify that you are getting an ID. If you're not getting any ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out the USB fixture and verify that you're getting an ID. Once you're getting this ID, you will now have to unlock the bootloader on your phone. Do note that doing so will wipe off all the data and it might make the warranty null and void as well. If that's well and good, you could refer to a guide and the video and get this job done. In short, just boot your phone to the fast boot mode and use the fast boot flashing unlock command. After that, you will get a prompt on your phone. So use the volume key to highlight, unlock the bootloader and press the power key to confirm. With this, your phone will undergo a wipe and the bootloader will be unlocked. Once that is done, make sure to re-enable USB debugging once again. Moving on, you will now have to boot your phone to the fast boot mode. So for that, just type in the command ADB reboot bootloader and hit enter, and your phone should now be in the fast boot mode in a few seconds. Let's just wait for that to happen. And once it's in the fast boot mode, you will have to verify the fast boot connection as well. So for verifying, type in fastboot devices and hit enter and make sure that you are getting an ID. If you are not getting any ID, then you will have to install fastboot drivers onto your PC. We have made a separate guide and a video on the same. You can refer to a guide and get the job done. Once you install the drivers, right click on the Windows icon and choose device manager. Then expand the Android phone section and verify that your phone is being shown here at the Android bootloader interface. So this as well as the serial ID next to fastboot signify that your PC is able to read the phone in fastboot mode, and we are now good to go ahead. So moving on, you will now get hold of the iodeOS ROM for your phone from this link for your phone. So as of now, I'm using a Pixel 6a. Just make sure to download the ROM which is the fastboot ROM and not the recovery ROM. it will have the fastboot keyword next to it. So for example, the latest build is this one, iodé 6.0, and it's the fastboot ROM. So get hold of the fastboot ROM zip file for your phone, and once you've got the fastboot ROM, you have to extract it as well. And upon extraction, you will get the following files. Let me show you. This is the zip file. Right click on it, select extract all, and you will get the following files. And now you have to flash this ROM file. So for that, just launch the flash all.bat, and this batch file will start flashing the ROM zip file, and the flashing will take up to 6 to 8 minutes. You could also keep a track of the same by opening the flash all file in the notepad++. Let me show you. Also keep in mind that while the flashing is going on, your phone will automatically reboot to the fastboot in the fastboot D mode, which is completely normal and nothing to worry about. So as you could see, it will first flash the bootloader file in the bootloader partition, which is this one. Over here it should be this file. After that, it will flash the radio file, which is this one in the radio partition, and it will reboot your phone to the fastboot mode. During flashing both this file, it will then erase the stock AVB custom key, the Android verified boot, and then flash their own AVB custom key in the AVB custom key partition. And this is the AVB custom key. This will allow us to relog the bootloader. So let's just wait, and once that is done, it will then erase the data on your phone, and then once again reboot your phone to the fastboot mode and flash the rest of the files. So please just wait for the flashing to complete, and once the flashing is done, you could then boot to the OS as well. So the booting will happen automatically. You just have to wait for the flashing to carry on, which will take a few seconds. And as you could see, my phone is currently in the fastboot D mode, and the files are still being flashed. Let me show you. So the files are being flashed. You don't have to do anything whatsoever. Just leave the phone in this state and wait for the flashing to complete. As soon as the flashing gets complete, you could see that the last command is fastboot reboot bootloader. It will boot to the fastboot mode, and then it will ask us to lock the bootloader. So you may then reply accordingly if you want to lock or not. I'll show you that as well. Let's just wait for the flashing to complete. So guys, the flashing is now complete. Now you will get a prompt on your phone if you want to lock the bootloader or not. So if you want to lock it, then use the volume key to highlight lock the bootloader, as you could see, and press the power key to confirm. The bootloader on your phone will not be locked. It will take just a few seconds. So let's wait for that to happen, and then I will show you the result as well. As you could see, the device state is now logged, which means that the bootloader has been logged on our phone. And now you may hit the start button, or you may use the fastboot reboot command, and your phone will now reboot to the OS. Do keep in mind that the first booter will take up some time, and as you could see, we are getting a different OS and a different phone ID as well. So let's just wait for a phone to boot to the OS. This might take a little bit longer than the usual case, and we should now see the boot animation or the boot logo. This is the boot logo. So the flashing has been done successfully, and our phone is now running a custom ROM on a lock bootloader, which is quite a handy feature, and we might now be able to use the banking and payment app without any issue as such. I will verify that as well. Let's first have a look at the ROM features, and then we will move ahead with the next step. So with this, the booting is now complete, and we are now inside the setup screen. The ROM is powered by the Lineage OS. So let's get started. Choose the language. SIM card missing, not an issue. Let me skip this as well if you want. You may connect your phone to the Wi-Fi, link your account, and restore all the data from the third-party services, cloud hosting service. And with this, you will now get a list of all the apps which you want to install. So tap on select your pre-installed apps, and in the app store we are getting Aurora Store and F-Droid. I don't need two store, only one is sufficient. I'm using the F-Droid. Communications, all of these are required. Email, Thunderbird, I haven't used this app, so I don't know, but still we will need an email app. So I have to use Thunderbird. iodé News, well, that's not required for me. Magic Earth, again, I don't know how will it function as opposed to Google Maps. I always trust Google Map, but I haven't used Magic Earth up until now. But since we are using a non-Google ROM, we have to keep this point in mind. It's quite obvious. Then you will get all the micro G services in the backend, which will handle the non-GMS services. Multimedia, audio effects, camera, gallery, recorder, all these are handy features. Then in the productivity, calendar, Carnet, I don't know what's that, so let me skip that. PDF viewer is not required for me as well. I could read them in the browser only. SIM manager is required, and weather app, let's keep that as well. Or I could check the weather from the Google only. That's not required from any browser of my choice. Once that is done, just hit the back button once, and we are now inside the OS. This is the app drawer, and we have only got all those apps initially which we have checked mark. This is the QS tiles over here. This is the settings menu, and as you could see, it's the new revamped settings UI from Android 15. Then you have the power menu in the QS tiles as well. Screen recording in just one single app, that is also there. You could choose the app of your choice, and the recording will only take place inside the app which you choose. As soon as you make a switch to any other app, the recording will pause and only resume once you are back inside that app. Then apart from that, let me look at the new volume panel style, whether it's there or not. So it still has the old volume panel, which is not a major cause of concern. Then apart from that, the predictive back gesture. Okay, so I have to go to the gesture navigation, which should be somewhat here, gestures. So I have to make a search for that, I guess. Just give me a second. Buttons. So power menu, I don't know where that feature is. Let me search for that. Initially, although I had made a chosen the gesture navigation, but I don't know why that is not selected. Anyways, gesture navigation and the predictive back gesture is working. It will give you a sneak peek of what is behind the menu. As you could see, let me show you once again. If I go back, then you could see the previous menu is being shown here. Then the private space, that should also be there. It's quite obvious because it's a secure ROM only. So you may set a screen lock first, and then set a private space wherein you may hide the apps of your choice. Hit the confirm button and let's done. And with this, the private space is now set up. You may choose the same lock screen or a different lock. As of now, I'm choosing the same lock which is there for the screen lock. And the private space will now be set up in the app drawer. You may then add the required apps to the private space. Tap on done, and as you could see, the apps are now visible. You may also add more apps from here as well, or even hide the private space from the app drawer using this toggle. Tap on got it and lock it, and it's gone. You will have to access it from the settings menu to bring it back. And apart from that, you may then tweak the ROM features as well. These are the GPS, hotspot, Wi-Fi location tweaks. Then apart from that, these are all the tweaks that you get in the micro G services. Then we could also check the iodé ROM, and it will help you to block the ad trackers and everything for the last 7 days, all time trackers. You may get a report of what all are being blocked and what's not blocked, and all the features which I have shown you in the ROM. All of these you could get a hold of from this section only. The transparent internet connection, blocking unwanted data transmission, built-in ad blocker. So all of these things are here only. The map app is also there. Then you could keep a track of all the maps locations from here. Per app blocking, default blockings. You may block all the parameters from this section. Set a password, reset your phone. So these are all the features which are there for in the iodeOS ROM, and in the settings menu you get all the features from the OSP ROM in the wallpaper and style. So you could, okay, so we only have a single clock. That's quite strange. Then on device wallpapers, there are quite a few wallpapers that you may choose from, and whatever wallpaper you choose, the theme will change accordingly thanks to the Material UI theming engine. Let me show you. If I choose this, then the theme has changed. So anyway, let me get back to the default wallpaper for now and set it over here. And likewise, you may also change the themes from here, or choose more colors from here and change it accordingly, and switch to the white theme and back to the dark theme. Apart from that, you may change the icon in the status bar from here, or have a look at the new font styles. These 4 fonts are present. Just choose the one of your choice and hit the apply button. If you go to the home screen, you could enable themed icons, and as you could see, they are now enabled. You may also change the app grid size. It's till 6x6 by default. 5x5 is set up. You may also change the app icon shape across both the home screen and the app drawer, and it's now set up. It's now changed, and that's just about it. Then let me have a look at the home settings. So use theme icon in the app drawer. This is quite a handy feature. Let me have a look at that. As you could see, even the app drawer is now themed. Apart from that, let's have a look at some other features. Okay, so it's giving us some reports now. Let me have a look at the reports. So it's showing us the standard, null, and reinforced. Let me have a look at the app data result as well. So per app blockings. Apart from that, default blocking. So it's using the standard blocking and not the reinforced one. Custom blocking. Then all the addresses and which you could see, these are currently being blocked. Then in the map section, you could see the data traffic which have been sent right now across all the regions and the globe. You could also verify from there as well. So most of the data is sent to the US as of now. And then in the stream section, these are all the streams, network data stream which are currently active. This is the report of all the apps which are using the network. The iodé app is using the maximum, and in the home section you will get the efficiency of your ad blocker. So how many malicious recipients have been blocked? 0. So today there was no malicious recipient, so that's great to see. Apps under standard protection, there are under 8 apps which are there, and these are all the apps under standard protection. If you want, you may set it to null or reinforce it even further via the reinforce, but the standard should get the job done for most of the apps. And apart from that, let's see whether it has any other custom tweaks or not. So under system, let me see. Okay, the status bars, quick pull down, let's choose right, and you could see it's now working well and good. You may sure hide this system icon from here in the status bar. Then change the clock positioning as well, show seconds, AM PM. Let's show a small AM PM as well. As you could see, it's all being shown here. Battery style, let's go with circle, and it's now changed. Then battery percentage, you may show or hide the battery percentage as well if required. Let me hide it as of now. Adjust the brightness from the QS styles, so this feature has to be there, is quite obvious for me. In the gestures, let me see. So these are all the same gestures that you get across all the AOSP ROMs and the Pixel UI as well. Then system profiles, so you may make a new profile as well from here. Then next up, it's just the usual tweaks and tricks under display, lock screen, display size and text. Change the font size and the display size from here. Enable the bold text in the ROM as well. Double tap to sleep on the status bar. That's quite great. Double tap to wake. Double tap on the lock screen to wake is also working. So it has all the tweaks and tricks which you get across the normal AOSP ROM. So apart from being highly secure, it also has all the tweaks from the AOSP ROM. But let me first have a look whether or not it passes the plain integrity test. This is its major test because currently the bootloader is currently logged. So it should be at least passing the basic test. It will pass. That's I'm quite sure. And I'm also sure that it will not pass the strong test. I have to see whether it will pass the device test or not. So let's open the custom ROM, hit the check button. This is the plain integrity API checker app which you can install from any third-party site of your choice, because let's say APK mirror or anything like that, and make sure you are currently online. So the basic test will pass and the strong will fail. And I had to see regarding the device. So even the device test is failing, so you might have to then, well, I don't know, since this test is also failing, then it might not be of much use to me, because most of the banking apps, although they don't check the strong, but they at least check the device. And for now, even the device test is failing. Let me see whether this ROM has something regarding to the safety net or anything like that. Just give me a second. Safety net or plain integrity, because if that is not there, then it will be quite difficult for me. So it doesn't have any option as such. So in most of the custom ROM, we could do a spoofing, but or we could even root the phone and then flash the plain integrity fix module. But we cannot do so both of these tweaks in this ROM because the bootloader is currently logged. So I might not be able to use this ROM for longer period of time because of the device integrity. If the device test would have passed, then I might have used, but for me it's a no-go for now. Then apart from that, talking about the bootloader thing, please always keep in mind to keep the OEM toggle enabled at all times. So first let me enable it. Go to about phone, tap on build number 7 times, then input the log pattern and go to system developer options, and then from here keep the OEM unlocking toggle enabled. This is because if something goes wrong and your phone is stuck in a boot loop or a soft break state, then you may easily unlock the bootloader and flash the factory image without any issue. But if this toggle is turned off, then you will not be able to unlock the bootloader and your phone will get stuck in the boot loop or a hard break state. So please always keep this toggle enabled at all times. So anyways guys, on that note, I round off this video. If you have any queries with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.